Okay, I believe that's the last of the Geth here. And we did level up. So we are at level 50. And I was wondering if there was a level 50 level cap, because in the original Mass Effect, there was a, on your first playthrough, level 50 cap. Then after reaching that, I forget if it was after reaching that or technically only after completing the game, after completing your first round of the game, first playthrough, you increase the level cap from 50 to 60. And so only when you play it for the second, or really the third time, can you actually reach level 60, because starting a new character, or I think even if you continue a new game starting at level 50 and going the entirety of that game, I think you do not have enough room to gain experience to actually reach level 60. So I think it technically would take at a minimum of three playthroughs to get to that point. So I don't know if that's going to be the case here. It looks like we can still gain additional experience and potentially level up more. So it seems like Legendary Edition allows you to go straight into level 60. And I think I do like that. Because I think the general idea with Legendary Edition is, for some people, of course, it is their first time playing. But for many others, they're coming back to it. And so you could see it as, in many cases, almost like a third, fourth, or fifth time playing through the campaign. So, do you really need to force people to play it numerous times just to increase the level cap? No, you can probably just get it right off the bat. But anyways, we were hoping to get all the way up to Master Unity, and well, we can do that now, so that's big. That's what we were working toward, and at this stage, I mean, not even sure what we'd go for next. Maybe more barrier, maybe the decryption for the explosion damage, maybe electronics just for the shields. I mean, if we had a lot more points to gain, then would potentially even consider going first aid just so that we can unlock medicine and get a basic round of neural shock, because that is the one special ability that we do not have access to. And the reason for that being was largely because, well, I mean, eventually we got stasis, which I think is, especially at high levels, when combined with Bastion, more or less just a better version of neural shock. Neural shock incapacitating people and dealing some damage, but the incapacitation is far, far less, and the damage is probably still significantly less than you would get by actually shooting an enemy that is on the ground and incapacitated. So, it's mostly just another ability to have, so that if everything else is on cooldown, then you can still throw something out if someone is rushing you down, if you're totally overwhelmed. So it'd be kind of nice to get that, and so, one of the reasons why I didn't go for it was because we have an amazing stasis ability. The other reason is because I just didn't think we were going to have enough skill points. And if we were capped at level 50, then the answer to that question would have been yes. We would have had just enough to more or less complete everything else we wanted to do. But if we can get all the way up to 60, then that means, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'd be level 56, 57, 58, 59. We could at least unlock basic neural shock, perhaps even a little bit more, and that's assuming we get all the way up to level 60, but as I was saying, even if the cap is 60, that may not necessarily mean that there will be enough experience from this one playthrough to get all the way up to 60. I don't know, but it might be experience has been rebalanced a bit as well, for all I know. I'm not sure. I think we took advanced shield boost most recently on Ashley, so we could do or that here and try to get toward Master Shield Boost. I think that is probably the answer. And it does also just increase her tankiness here. Oh, wow. Okay, I was going to say, I thought we had so many rounds of other sort of miscellaneous things, unlocking first aid, equipping heavy armor, and getting the advanced shield boost, that I thought none of these were going to give her any additional hardening or damage reduction, so I thought it was going to go straight from 12% up to 18%. I was like, man, 6% damage reduction across the board from just one ability. And obviously, we invested in those as well, but the incremental improvement from one skill point is still 6%. That's huge, but no, not exactly. It's 2%. It's far less, because we did still get the increased stats from heavy armor and unlocking first aid. So I think we still take it though. we want Ashley to be a good tank. Then Tally, we're debating this last one here. What else? That or probably decryption. Yeah, I think we do this. I think we just give you all the shields in the world. All the shields in the world. I mean, you've got 270 from this, and you've got 210 from this, so you're on 480 shields from just your skills alone. Never mind the fact that you also have 240 coming from this. You're at what, 720? Not to mention, you're not getting any from this, but I'll give you even more that way. So once you start adding all those things together, it means that Tally actually has among the highest HP, or at least could have among the highest HP of all of our party members. Just that since it is primarily coming from shields, and there are some enemies whose damage ignores shields, very situational. Sometimes she's really tanky, other times she is very squishy, so just want to be careful when you choose to take Tally with you. Okay, and now remember, we took off the hazard armor when we were inside there, because it was preferable for combat to do so. But now that we're back outside, perhaps a good idea to throw this back on, because our hazard meter was starting to fill. So let me save here, because now that we have done what we need to do inside there, it means that we no longer have reason to go to these monkey colonies unless, well, like I said, in the original Mass Effect, you would have had reason to do that if you wanted to deliberately try to complete some of those achievements. But we don't need to do that here, because I do not believe any of those achievements exist in Legendary Edition. There is still more for us to do on this planet. May not be looking to go to those monkey colonies. There are all these X's here. But we still have only really seen this area. So we definitely have at least half, if not more, of a planet left to explore here. Let's start heading in this direction, toward this debris. And if we do come across another monkey colony, which we very well may, then I can show you just how easy it can be to accidentally run over a monkey, which can mess up the entire infinite Paragon points strategy. Like, here are the monkeys.
Oh. That was a little extreme, wasn't it?
Personally, I would have just thrown a rock at him.
You see, we got 4 renegade points, and our party members commented on having killed said monkey. Actually, I assume we could, yeah, I mean, we could proceed to kill more of them. Doesn't do anything else at this stage for doing so, but I guess maybe technically the okay, now they're just like getting in our way. So like, excuse me, as I raid your planet and your monkey colony. But I suppose in some ways the most efficient thing to do would be, actually, if you're playing on a renegade playthrough, and so you're focusing on getting a whole bunch of intimidate points and trying to fill your renegade meter, but you don't have much, if anything, in the way of charm or paragon, this could be an opportunity to, despite not being a paragon player, completely fill your paragon meter, because it doesn't require that you have any points in charm. All you need to do is just don't kill those monkeys, then still doing the glitch, but the one in Novaria does require that you have some either charm or intimidate to make that happen. But basically what I'm getting at is, you could fill your renegade meter the organic way by just doing a renegade playthrough and then just come here, and even if you have no points in charm, still completely fill your paragon meter. And that will actually, in doing so, give you several free points in charm And those do carry over if you carry over the same character for a second playthrough. You basically get free points allocated in Paragon, or rather, free points allocated in Charm or Intimidate. The ones that you get from increasing your meter for both for Paragon and Renegade. So that's one of the few ways you can get sort of your character stronger over time. So you may remember we invested a lot of points in Charm, but if you repeat some, or if you play basically a new game plus on the same character, you can actually save the skill points that you gained from filling your Paragon or Renegade meters, and you also, I believe, save the 1 Paragon and Renegade point that you get every time you become a Spectre. So that means that eventually, if you play enough rounds with the same character, then you can basically just automatically fill both Charm and Intimidate with that. And that's 12 points that you don't need to spend in that case. I guess, like, technically you would have gotten at least 2 points for free anyway from becoming a Spectre your first time. So, alright, it's 11 points apiece, 22 points total that you could spare, and suddenly that means that's a whole bunch more points you can spend on other abilities. So, in that way, by extension, by domino effect, it does actually make you quite a bit stronger. But anyways, that's a long aside. Let's get some loots while we're at it. And more high explosives. Oh no, that's grenades, okay. Fusion explosive grenades, okay, just lots of grenade upgrades. Sure. So that was our engine debris. Oh no, I did not mean to do that. Cancel. I meant to do that. This is the direction we're looking to go. And especially one thing to note is, so you could, on this planet, you can actually just go straight for that mine, go straight for that specific monkey, an area where you're expecting to find one of the 2 monkeys to have the actual module, and basically just make this go much more quickly. I mean, I deliberately avoided several of the monkey colonies to make it go a little bit faster that way. Just wanted to show you what they were first. But, one thing you need to bear in mind if you do deliberately do that is, if you do drive by any of the monkey colonies and you accidentally run any of them over, then you will still get the Renegade points and lock yourself out, make it impossible to get the Paragon option. So that's another thing to bear in mind, is even if you're trying to speed run it, still got to be a little bit careful. Alright, so we got the corner, now let's head down south at this stage. And find some minerals. And I think they're up here. Gotta be, right? They've gotta be. Oh. That's no good. That's no good. Actually, quite a bit further in this direction than I would have thought. There it is. What are ya? Some palladium? Don't know how to say that technically, but you know what I mean. It's a heavy metal. We got it. Yeah, and also, now that we're level 50, I think we should, with greater regularity... Oh, am I going the wrong direction? I am going the wrong direction, aren't I? Oh no. We should adjust our marker. But yeah, now that we're level 50, we should, I think, with greater regularity, see the level 10 gear. And of course, that is the maximum level. So that is great. I think there were some quests that we were expecting to get us some really good loot that we were also trying to hold back a little bit before doing, to make it so that once we do ultimately do them, we get the best types of gear, but we get them at the maximum level as well. So we just say, perfect, can't get any better than this, it's best in slot, so you can lock that in for the remainder of our playthrough, because getting the absolute perfect situation where you get the best type of item and get it at level 10, that is not the easiest thing to do, because there is, of course, some luck involved. I did not mean to do that. Alright, we have this question mark here, and I was saying it when we first landed on this planet, or when we first going in.
Commander. You're going beyond the range of the
Quite a bit further
operational
than I was
area.
planning to go off to the side. I'm sorry, Joker. But, there are several notable things in this planet. All that stuff with the space monkeys, of course. We've talked a lot about that. The infinite Paragon potential. All the achievements you can get, potentially, once upon a time in the previous original versions of Mass Effect, by attacking the monkeys. But that's not all. That is not all. Because there's also this. So, let's save here real quick. Because this is a special, very unique encounter. Prothean Ruin. Let's recover it. Let's see what this is all about. What? It floated? Mysterious globe? Okay, examine. Examining the strange Prothean artifact reveals a small, irregular slot on the underside. Remembering this strange trinket you received from the Asari consort on the Citadel, you pull it out and place it into the slot. The ball explodes in a brilliant flash of white light, momentarily blinding and disorienting you. So, you may remember, way back when we did that mission with the Asari consort, she gave us this trinket of sorts that we didn't really know what to do with at the time, but only if you have that can you interact with this object here, and, well, let's see what happens. Slowly, your senses return as you wake from a deep sleep. You are alone in the forest, though you are not far from the caves you share with the others of your tribe. There is a plain and small lump in the back of your skull, as if a chip of flint has been forced under the surface of the skin. Leaning on your bone-tipped spear for support, you rise to your feet. A sound draws your attention upwards, where a strange creature hovers high above you. It is unlike the birds you hunt by the lake's edge. It has no head and no wings, yet somehow it flies. It is a beast of shining silver, hanging motionless in the sky like a cloud. You sense it is watching you, studying you. There's a lot in that. A whole lot in that. So, take a second to think that one over. Then I'll give you some hints. So, let's see. We are alone in a forest. Caves that we share with others of our tribe. Basically, what does that remind you of? Sounds like prehistoric humans, maybe? Cavemen, essentially? But there's a pain and a small lump in the back of our skull, as if a chip of flint, or maybe just a chip, has been forced under the surface of our skin. Okay. Then we're leaning on our bone-tipped spear. Again, sounds like this is something that happened a long, long time ago. But then there's this strange creature that hovers. It's not standing, it's floating or flying. But it's not a bird. No head or wings. So with no wings, how does it fly? It's shining silver. Well, what is silver? Doesn't have wings and can float or fly. We've encountered some things that perhaps fit such a description before. Some things that maybe at times we've shot. Maybe they've shot back at us. But it was studying us. Studying us. You remember, cavemen. Many, many years ago. Studying us. Raising a hairy fist, shake your spear at it in anger, and the creature rises up quickly until it disappears from view. With a satisfied grunt, you make your way back to your caves and the rest of the tribe. You fall into the familiar patterns of life. Hunt for food, struggle to claim and keep a mate, battles against other tribes that would claim your territory. Days roll into nights and back into days. Each time you rise from sleep, there is the sensation you are not alone. That some other is with you, sharing all you see, hear, and feel. At these times, your hand goes to the strange lump at the back of your skull, and you remember the silver creature in the sky. The air grows colder, winter falls. You must range farther for food. Touching the furs tight against you, ward off the chill. It is on one of these long hunts that the strange bird returns. Hear it before you see it. Its call, a deafening roar, as it descends from above, swooping down on you. A single great eye opens on the underbelly, a glowing red orb. Try to run, but a finger of red light extends from the eye and engulfs you, and all goes black again. You wake an instant later to find yourself on Elitania, lying on your back, Prothean artifact looming above you, undamaged, and your companion standing over you. Help you to your feet, puzzled. There was a flash of light, and you sort of just toppled over, one explains. Are you okay, Shepard? The other asks. You don't answer right away, wondering at the implications of what you've seen. Memories of a Cro-Magnon hunter, captured by an implanted Prothean data recorder. How long did they study the primitive humans, observing them and analyzing the results at their base on Mars? And what, if anything, did they learn from us? I'm fine, finally reply, realizing this is a mystery you'll probably never solve. Forget about it. So, that is a very unique experience that, again, you can only do if/when you have done that mission with the Asari consort, gotten the trinket from her, and then gone here to Elitania and found this anomaly in the bottom left corner. It does start on your map. You don't need to discover it. You don't need to encounter this place by actually seeing it in the flesh for it to show up. So it should be fairly easy to find once you get here. But, interestingly enough, in addition to having some very intriguing lore explanations / implications, this is actually something that the game will specifically check to see if you have completed in between Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2 when you move your save from Mass Effect 1 into Mass Effect 2. So, very intriguing. Certainly raises a whole lot of questions. But anyways, that I believe is all we have in this location. Of course, if you are going to chill in that area, like I just was, probably good to make sure that you have the environmental hazard suits on. I think during the actual dialogue or vision that you have, you should be safe, but you know, if you're taking a while to ponder what just happened to you, then it might be good just to not be sitting on a timer there and potentially dying if you do not realize that meter is filling. But I think we still have, yeah, at the very least, this bottom area here that I don't think we've been to yet. Well, I think we started like right there. So if anything, maybe we haven't quite seen this area in the very middle, and then bottom right corner there. Tell you what, while we are still on this high elevation, let's go for the stuff in the middle, because this could be a bit tricky to get back up here, if in fact that is something that we find we need to do to discover things in the middle of the map. It's not too far away from the anomaly we were just investigating, right? But in fact, yeah, I suppose it's kind of straight ahead here, but that does require going down a bit. So is there anything here? Is I suppose the real question I'm trying to answer. Well, that's not going to help. Close enough to the edge here that... Whoa! That was an interesting one. We are stuck. Hold on. I'm using the boost. Which is, actually not helping. For a minute there, it looked like it was going to help us flip. Hold on. Oh, Mako magic. Mako magic. That is definitely the longest time we've ever been completely immobile in the Mako. Yeah, I think we go down now. If we were close enough to the edge that we more or less already seen what we were seeing there. Where's our marker pointing us? Let's throw it over here. Basically take us back to where we first landed. And we might see something in between here and there, but if not, then it seems to be more or less the last stuff we have to check out on this planet. But yeah, between the Prothean ruins, the Once Upon a Time achievements from finding the space monkeys, and the potential infinite Paragon point glitch, there's just tons and tons of very interesting and unique things to do on this planet. And I think for whatever reason, this planet is one that people may not have spent as much time on. I feel like there are perhaps more people that have missed this planet altogether than usual, or than many other planets, because there's nothing that sends you here specifically until you actually explore this area. Although I suppose we were saying, what, upon entering this cluster, maybe it does give you it. Let's see, we can head back to the Mako now. Yeah, I forget if, because Pharos is also in this cluster, I forget if you technically would get this upon entering the area on your approach to Pharos, or if only by going to this different system you would get it, in which case you would have to make a more explicit effort more to go this way to actually find out that this planet exists. Okay, so tell you what, I'm curious to see, now that we are at level 50, and we picked up some decent stuffs, we might be able to buy new things from the Alliance Requisition Officer, and or sell enough stuff to reach the 10 million threshold. I believe is the threshold we're looking for.
Let's see what you've got.
You bet, Commander.
Okay, let's see. So, I think this may be the same stuff selling here. Yeah, again, Spectre stuff, but that's level 7. That's old news, right? Let's try selling some things then. And out of curiosity, yeah, like level 10 Inferno rounds are worth 126,000, which is a huge amount compared to other things that we've tried to sell or just generally picked up in the past. Do we need this many sniper rifles? Probably not. They're all the same rarity, but I think Volkov is probably preferable because that has the highest damage of them all. Let's get rid of these guys then. And keep you. This is level 9, this heavy Krogan armor, but it's a bad manufacturer. It's not rare, so I think this is probably worth selling. I'm not sure this is going to be good enough to ever actually equip. Then I think for the most part we've been using enough of our shotgun characters that people who need good shotguns already have good shotguns, so I'm a little reluctant to sell these because they are still quite good. Maybe we hold on to them for now. Okay, but these snipers we can definitely sell. And these shotguns we can definitely sell because they're worse. Lower rarity, even if they're also level 9. And so this is the benefit of once you get to this point in the game, you can much more clearly say, okay, we have what we need for this. We don't need any more. We can just sell the other stuff. We'll be fine. And look at how much faster our total monies are going up after selling these bigger items. These assault rifles here, I know they're level 9, but I don't think they're good enough for us to actually want to use them. Because they're not a high enough rarity. Turian armor. Again, just not a very good manufacturer. Even if they're level 9, I think it's still probably worth dumping them here. Bad shotguns here, again, just low rarity. We don't want those. That pistol is probably worth keeping. Then we have enough people who use light human armor that this might be worth holding on to just in case. You could potentially even make the case that it's better for us from a shield standpoint a little bit, but probably not. Let's see. This is a set of worse pistols. Let's sell them. Then this is the armor that I'd like for Rex to be wearing longer term. Then I think we already have level 8 high explosives because I'm pretty sure we have it equipped, so I'm pretty sure we're safe to sell this. I'm also pretty sure we've gotten more higher level Inferno rounds. We definitely don't need this many of them anyway. We can sell some of these. And one more sale might get us to the point where we are looking to get to. Let's do the honors. I think these level 8 sniper rifles, I think we have level 9 versions of the same thing, or at least people who need snipers already have the snipers they want. So these are not really necessary. Oh man. Is that a coincidence that we just got to that number there? Or is that actually a cap? What? That is actually a cap. What? Excuse me? I did not recall that being the case. I did not recall that being the case. We have reached the money cap. Which, maybe it was 1 million for the rich achievement. I didn't think we had it already. In which case that does raise an eyebrow. I might need to look into that and see if I can figure out why that may have happened. That's a little strange because I don't think we have it, because there are some things that happen once you do have it.
Not right now, thanks. No problem.
Things that have not yet happened here. So that's a little curious. That does seem a little curious. But anyways, tell you what, we have not done much of equipping people here from their lockers, but this is useful to be able to see everyone simultaneously, especially now that we're talking about, well, you know, are we good with our end game gear here? Have we basically finalized what we're looking for? And the answer is maybe. Like Liara, let's see, so I was just looking at pistols. We have one decent pistol we were holding on to. Higher damage. I think we were considering this one earlier. I mean, it is technically a higher level, but I just think the Brawler has a better mix for pistols specifically. And you're definitely fine for that that amp. This might be preferable. lower tech biotic protection is a little bit concerning, especially for her, because, I don't know what the, for example, Rachni attacks count as. It's normal damage, the damage protection effects, or if it's tech biotic, it's probably normal damage. In which case, I asked that because, like we've been saying with some of our characters, like Liara, like Tali in particular, they are very weak against the Rachni, but especially Tali, against any enemies where shields are relevant. She actually has a reasonably large life pool, and so, you know, in this case, would we potentially be making Liara even weaker against some of the enemies that she's most vulnerable to, the Rachni? Perhaps, but I think probably not. Hopefully not. That'd just be a switch back to what we just had her in. Okay. I think she's looking pretty good in that case. I think we were looking at her stuff not so long ago, unless... Ooh, well, actually. At the very least, improve her combat scanner from scanner 5 to scanner 9. That also gives her some accuracy bonus. But, probably do better than that. Or, we'll do it, and then we'll, on the second one, see, she has 24% stability. That is at least somewhat relevant. It is better than any other stability upgrade we have, possibly, which is, strange to say. I'm not sure frictionless materials. I mean, it does work. It does work for, pistols. Probably still best for assault rifles, though. But probably like to save it for that purpose. That's Liara. Tali, I think we also recently had.
We shall see what comes of this new partnership of yours.
Oh, and Gwendolyn, thanks for the raid. How's it going? How was your stream? We're playing some Mass Effect Legendary Edition here. We're just gearing up our team, taking a look at... We're getting far enough in the game that, end game gear is perhaps a loaded phrase, but we are perhaps getting close to that. That's what you were playing as well? Awesome. Awesome. Good stuff. Are you on Mass Effect 1 right now? Mass Effect 2? Mass Effect 3? I've been going a little slow, trying to make sure that we are more or less 100%ing this thing. So, we are on Mass Effect 1. We are doing it the right way, if you will. This is a little tempting. But I think we might have been thinking about this previously as well, and we were saying the heatsink capacity would be nice to have, especially if we're going with the high explosive rounds for Tali. So, well, unless she's going to automatically immediately use all of her heat capacity with one shot anyway. Not entirely sure, but I think she's probably relatively okay. Rex, though. Rex is, dare I say, it's actually been a little while since we last used him, which is strange to say, because it seems like we're using him more often than anyone else. This might be worth throwing on the Armageddon for him. No, but he's also using the high explosive rounds. No, I take it back. I take it back. Let's at least throw on this armor. It's way better for him. Still getting the hang of it? Still on the first one? Yeah, no worries. Is this your first time playing Mass Effect? Or are you, a Mass Effect seasoned veteran who's just coming back to it for a second, third, fourth, or 12th time for Legendary Edition? Yeah, so this has better stats, and also, because it is a higher level item, it now allows him to get a second upgrade here, which is definitely something we would like to do, just a matter of what. We did what? The medical interface for that one, which is not as necessary for him. I mean, he just has ridiculous life regeneration if we throw this on, but I mean, kind of want to see what that looks like. It's what? It's, hold on. 3.3 from that. It's 3.5 from this. That's 6.8, and then he has, I think it's 5.5 from his abilities, so he's over 10 life regeneration per second, which is a lot. And he has a lot of HP. He has a lot to regenerate if it gets low, but that's still in a matter of seconds. A matter of a few seconds, he can significantly restore his life. It is? First time? Awesome. Awesome. Well, in that case, at the moment, like I said, we're mostly just looking to gear up any characters that we feel like we might have recently picked up some upgrades for, like, ooh, this is interesting. I would have thought we'd have a better assault rifle for Garrus here. I'm surprised he's still only on a level 7. He is our glass cannon of sorts, so we definitely want to make sure he has a good assault rifle here. I am a little oh, well, here we go. Let's go with this one. It's just one level higher than his existing one. Has better damage. That works. Oh, and thanks for the follow. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Glad to have more Mass Effect people around. Okay. And, oh. Actually, we did not give him the sniper rifle upgrade yet, but this is definitely what we're going to want to do. He's another one of our long-range specialists, and yes, he is someone we definitely have in mind for this one here. Maximize the damage on the sniper rifle. Other person would be Ashley for that. And I think we're probably sticking with the armor he has here. That's Garrus. Now Caden. His gear is potentially considerably worse. I don't know. His pistol's solid. That's relevant for him. And then I thought didn't we get cooldowns? Yeah, I guess we'll go with that. But I thought the amp was something. Yeah, we definitely can improve for him. Need to watch more Mass Effect streamers? Awesome. Yeah, I don't know how spoiler cautious you are being, at least as of right now. Obviously, what we're doing is not so spoiler sensitive. Let's see. I think Polaris is probably the best amp that we have remaining at the moment. I would probably lean that way for him, and he's pretty important to have a good biotic amp on, because he is definitely one of our go-to biotics. And still, the armor is perhaps what he could most use an improvement on. This is not a very rare armor, it's not a very high-level armor at this point, so it also, not the biggest fan of the aesthetics of it, so that's probably the thing that we'd most like to improve for him. And last but not least, we have Ashley here. I think we have been using her a fair bit as of late. She was, I'm pretty sure, in that most recent mission, right? So, yeah, our assault rifles. Not as good as I thought. Yeah, and on those, seemingly nothing on level 9. Or 10, for that matter. Shotgun, do have level 10 for that. But I still think the Sokolov is just a better type of weapon, because it's just a nice balance between damage and heatsink capacity. Whereas Armageddon, yeah, it has a little more damage, but that heatsink capacity is significantly worse. So much so that I think that is enough of a detracting factor to not use it. Pistol don't really care about with you. But you're the other person that, I was thinking of for this sniper, although you already have a pretty good sniper rifle. Small damage increase. I think this is still worth a switch. Small damage increase. Can fire more shots. And tiny little accuracy decrease, but I think you're more than willing to make that sacrifice. Yeah, awesome. No worries. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, and yeah, let's go back to giving her the actual good armor, not just the environmental hazard armor.